The Next Generation Science Standards, also referred to as NGSS, are a new set of K-12 standards that were developed through a collaborative, state-led process by a group of leading scientists and science educators from 26 states to support two critical goals: educate all students in science and engineering, and provide the foundational knowledge for those who will become the next scientists, engineers, technologists, and technicians of the future.
The Next Generation Science Standards are exciting because they really reflect standards that we need for the 21st century as we prepare students for both college and career. You know, we know STEAM is a big part of our world now, science and technology and engineering, the arts and mathematics and how they weave together. And our students need opportunities to operate in a more student-centered environment, very hands-on, inquiry-based, where they can understand not only the disciplines of science, but how there are cross-cutting concepts that connect them together.
Since the current standards were adopted 17 years ago, there have been major advances in science and our understanding of how students learn science. The new standards will equip students with the ability to think critically, analyze information, and solve complex problems.
The old science standards were really one-dimensional. It was about what students needed to know about science. It was a checklist of facts and ideas. The new standards are written to be three-dimensional. So it's not only about the content, which we call the disciplinary core ideas. Those are the facts of science. Those are the things kids need to know about photosynthesis and cellular respiration and physics concepts. But now they also have added two other dimensions, and one of those is the science and engineering practices. So that's how science is actually done in the real world, how scientists do science. And the third dimension they call the cross-cutting concepts. And this is where we really need to tie in these big themes across all disciplines of science. So it's really about all these three dimensions being woven together when we teach science.
The Next Generation Science Standards are going to be a challenge to us as teachers, but I think they're going to make us better teachers because of the cross-cutting concepts that go across between the different disciplines. It's going to require us to have a more well-rounded view of science, meaning that I can't just teach chemistry. Now I'll be teaching chemistry in terms of earth science or in terms of physics. And so I think it'll be a much richer experience for us as teachers and also for the students in our class.
So what's changed between learning about science from previous years to this year is that I feel that this year is much more of collaboration and having a goal and then building towards that goal without structured instructions telling you step by step what to do. It's more of, here's what we want to achieve, figure out how to do that.
The new science standards will foster an in-depth understanding of content and develop important skills such as communication, collaboration, inquiry, problem solving, and flexibility that will serve students throughout their educational and professional lives.
At UC Irvine, we are building one of the most experiential engineering programs in the country. Our students, starting at the freshman year, are given very open-ended problems. They're asked to design, to build things, literally when they walk in the door.
My laboratory is right at the interface of chemistry, biology, but also medicine. We run clinical trials, and engineering. We develop new devices, and also physics. We explore the universe at individual molecules. I love this. I love this sort of integration of all these different fields, because this really is how you generate new knowledge. We can start with the fundamentals in every field, and then by putting together these things, we can ask the really tough, big questions.
In 2012, the California Board of Education adopted the Next Generation Science Standards. This early adoption has enabled IUSD and all California school districts to plan and implement the new standards over multiple years. NGSS is improving science education to ensure students are prepared for 21st century college and careers by equipping them with critical skills that not only apply to science, technology, engineering, and math, but across all disciplines and in the world around them.
Anytime we have new standards like this, one of the things that Irvine Unified School District benefits from is our partnerships, and that certainly includes our parents. As we move through these transitions, Next Generation Science Standards and others, I would encourage people to stay connected to our webpage, look through those resources that are sent by your school, by your teacher, and in that way you can best help support your student in some of these transitions and even engaging in some of that scientific dialogue in your own home, as there's always scientific phenomenon and things happening all around us all the time. So please stay connected with us. We will do our best to keep you apprised of what those shifts look like so we can all work together to support our students.